Hey folks, JD here, and today we are looking at this. This is the Aviax F2C by GP Toys. Now, some of you will remember we looked at the Aviax a few months ago. That was the waterproof quadcopter. So this one isn't waterproof, but it's the next version out. So let's have a little look and see what this version brings. So, upon opening this box, look at this. This is beautiful. I mean, fair play. As far as packaging goes, this is very, very good indeed. I mean, what you're going to notice straight away is that the box collapses, opens out, you have everything in front of you. I mean, here, I don't know if you can see this very well, if I can turn this a little bit. This side here, you have all the information you could ever want to know. The battery, the capacity of the battery, how long your flight time is, the operation distance between the transmitter and the quadcopter, the speed. Yeah, absolutely everything you could ever want to know is pretty much on here. So what we're going to do first of all, there is some assembly that is required with this quadcopter. So we're just going to go through it. We're going to take her out, take her apart, see what needs to be fitted, and pretty much go from there. Alright then folks, so as with everything we normally unbox, I'm just going to lose the box for a second because my table isn't very large. And then I'm going to split the pack in half, if I can. Oh, there we go. So as you can see, we've got one pack consisting of the quadcopter and one pack consisting of the transmitter and all accessories. So what I'm going to do first is, as you can see, the quadcopter doesn't have any propellers. We're going to want to attach those first. As we're going to attach those, I'll walk you through a little bit more about this quadcopter, the way to attach the propellers correctly and how to ensure that you get it done correctly first time. So when you do start to take this out and fly, she will fly correctly and she won't just all of a sudden crash down and break. So there is nothing holding in this quadcopter other than a very tight packaging. So when you take her out, be quite careful, but at the same time you're going to want to really take her out of the box. She won't just come out of her own accord. So if I move this to one side, as you can see, this is the copter. Very nice glossy black, standard quadcopter shape, standard LEDs on the bottom, standard battery bay as well, with battery included, not plugged in though. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll just lay this out the way that it's meant to be. So as you're looking at it, this little dial is the back of the quadcopter and the front is this side here, okay? You're going to need to know that in order to fit the propellers correctly. So let's just look through some of these accessory bags. One of the accessory bags has got 8 propellers in, 4 to fit and then 4 as spares. A little Phillips screwdriver, the standard USB charger, and then you've just got your propellers. So we're going to take 4 out, leave 4 in there. Now, when you look at these propellers, you will notice that, let's see if I can, don't know how well you can see this, but if I just use one as an example, on this propeller here, this has got the letter A. And on that propeller, it's got the letter B. Okay, this is very important. So this little dial denotes the back of the quadcopter. So using that as your standard way to know which way front and back is, what we're going to do is we're going to attach the B side propellers to here and here. And then the A side propellers to here and here. That way you're going to get the correct amount of lift. The quadcopter is going to lift correctly and fly correctly as well. I have put on propellers on the wrong way on quadcopters in the past, and I found that sometimes they fly to the side, sometimes they dig down all the way, and sometimes they just flip straight away. So, being very careful, just going to remove these little clips. As you'll notice, they're just slotted in. There's going to be no resistance when you take them off. There we go, perfect. So put these safe, so I'm just going to put them there, because if you lose one, it doesn't look as if you have any spares. Nope, no spares. So if you lose one, you can't fly it. When you take those out, you're going to notice that the gears drop out the bottom as well. So these, for those of you that don't know, these are the little gear linkages and the propeller holders. Okay, So what I'm going to do is now flip the quadcopter over. Okay, keep making sure that this little dial here, the antenna, is still facing the same way. I'm just going to put one on one side and one on the direct opposite side to that. Or, as you look at it, if you tilt it around, it should be in a straight line. Then holding on to the two, oh, actually, we'll do it a different way, because that's going to be a little bit easier. So, looking at it from this way, you're going to want to have the letter B, I think. Hang on, let me turn this on the right way. Yeah, B on this side and B on this side. So, find the propellers with the letter B on them. And then you're going to marry up these tiny little holes here with the tiny little holes on the propeller. There we go. Once that is clicked into place, then just get your little pin, and it should just be as easy. There we are. Clip it in, and that's it. One propeller is completely attached. Perfect. Now we're going to do the same to the opposite side, remembering to keep the quadcopter with the little green signal antenna at the back so you can ensure that you're getting them on the right side. Once again, we're going to move this around. We're going to find the two holes on the correct propeller letter B, and then we're just going to assemble, push it in till it's home, and then hopefully click it into place. There we go. That's B fitted. So we should have these two sides here being letters B and B. So then we'll take the final two gear linkages and props. We'll push these through. And now this one is a lot easier because obviously you fitted two, so the other two has got to be with the letter A and A. So then we'll find the two holes like we did before, push them together. Once we've done that, then we can just attach a little pin to keep it in place. Now, a lot of people prefer screws on propellers. Personally, I prefer these little clips. It means that when you're out in the field and you're flying, if you snap a propeller, then you haven't got to have a screwdriver with you. You've just got to have 2 seconds of your time to take the pin off, put a new propeller on, and then put the pin back on as well. There we go. So there we have it. There's the propellers are completely fitted, and you'll notice that the layout as well of the propellers is the exact way that they should be laid out as well. So let's just clear a bit of space on here so I can show you. So what I'll do now is I'll move this to your side. So now this should be the back. As you're looking at it, this should be the front. So as you can see, we've got letters B running through B, A running through A. That is exactly as it should be fitted. This way, when you come to start it up, it will take off properly and you can fly it without any issues at all. Okay, so a little bit more to attach. We've got the landing sprigs that just clip into the bottom there. So I'm going to bring back the accessories, and what we're going to do is go through another little... Oh, I managed to drop something on the floor. Oh. What I managed to drop on the floor was another little accessory I was going to go through, and that is the little USB card reader. So this particular model does come with a camera. This particular model does come with an SD card and does come with an SD card reader and writer. So let's dig a little bit deeper, and we should have two landing sprigs. So as usual, to fit these, you'll notice one side is nice and raised and the other side isn't. The side which is nice and raised, you want the raised side to go on the outside. Okay, let's fit that one and now that one. If you do try and fit it the other way, it will be very difficult to try and push home. That'll be one indicator that you fitted it incorrectly. And also, if you look at it, you want the landing sprigs just to kick out. And that's another way that you know that you fitted it correctly. So there you have it. So now we've got mostly a 90% built quadcopter. At this stage, if you didn't want to attach the camera, you could quite happily plug in the battery, take her out, and fly at your heart's content. But as this model does come with a battery, we're going to fit it. Sorry, not a battery, a camera, we're going to fit it. So this is the camera. So very basic, your standard quadcopter camera, lens this side, little cable with a 3-pin plug attached. Now, this is the tricky bit. On the underneath, I don't know, let's see if I can position this now in a way you can see it. Underneath the battery, maybe it's better that way? Yes. So underneath the battery, you've got these 2 clips here, right? Those 2 clips align with these 2 clips on the camera. One there and one there. So making sure you've got the cable properly out of the way. And there, we've done it. Right, so now we have that little camera clipped in and ready to go. You can position the lens if you choose to, just by moving it. You can just see there against the light that it's moving. So what I'm going to do is just point this a little bit down, because I don't want to get directly where I'm flying in a straight line. I want to have it zoom in down a little bit so you can see exactly where you are going. So as I was popping the camera in, a little 4GB micro SD card fell out. So I'm just going to pop that back in. This is a push to release mechanism, and it just fits in the back there. So there we have it. That is almost complete. Now this time, as any long-time watchers and listeners will tell you, I'm not really a fan of these propeller guards. Now, with the larger quadcopters, these can help a lot. But anybody will tell you, because I'm in the west of England, the weather's changing, and this brings with it, normally, quite a bit of a breeze. So what I'm going to do is to save myself damaging the quadcopter, or anything that I may bump into it, like a tree, I'm going to attach these little propeller guards. Now, as you'll notice, there's a little screw that's already been placed in there, and you've got these 2 dowels. Now these 2 dowels fit in to those 2 holes there, and then the screw just screws into the middle one. And there we have it. So there we go. We've just completely assembled this new quadcopter. I'm very excited to be taking this one out. Just point that towards you. So just a quick recap of what we've done in the order we've done them in. We've added the propellers correctly, A to A, B to B. We've added the landing skids. We've added the camera, and we've plugged it in. And finally, we've added these 4 propeller guards. Now, these 4 propellers should spin without there being any problem. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. So we're now going to put this to one side, and we are going to have a little look at what else it came with. Namely, this transmitter. Because this transmitter has got a lot of different settings. Because this quadcopter has got a lot of different features. So, there we go. Right. So then, as you can see, this transmitter is slightly different to what you'd normally be, or what you would associate with a quadcopter. This particular transmitter does not have FPV. It does not have the ability to plug in your camera, or your phone rather, and use it as a camera. You have to use it exactly as it is. Okay, so just to go through some of the buttons, you will have, working from the left-hand side, oh, they're quite nicely named. You've got flip and speed. So you've got 3 modes on this. Slow, 1 click. Average is 2 clicks. And advanced is 3 clicks. You've got your on and off button in the middle. This time, it's not a flick button. It's an actual proper button. Clicky button, as I call them. That's lovely. You've got 3 little LEDs working down the bottom. So you've got headless mode, which is the top one. You've got the second one down, which is, oh no, sorry, the first one is photo video indicator. The second one, which is this one, is your headless mode. And your third one, which is this one, is your return to home feature. So when your quadcopter, when you've initiated return to home, it'll come straight back. This light here will be flashing. So a couple of other things to go through as well. You've got your standard analog stick for acceleration and turn and for banking left and right. This quadcopter does not come with altitude hold. You'll notice that because the left analog stick does not stay in the middle position. So no barometer built in. There's also, if you look at these particular buttons here, you have got forward trimming, backwards trimming left and right, and the middle button is light control. So if you want to turn your lights on and off, then likewise you can use this little button in the center there to do so. That may give you a little bit extra battery time, but standard time for this is 8 minutes, as you'll notice on the box when you open it up. And then just to go through the final ones, over this side you have got, just over here, you have got headless mode, you have got one key return, you've got photo and video. So that's very nice. You haven't got to press and hold, you've just clicked the buttons once, and that then gives the operation, the intended operation. So there we have it. Absolutely fantastic. I'm super stoked to be taking this out. I'm really looking forward to it. So this is the Aviax F2C, all fully built, all fully assembled. So please join me in the next couple of days, my friends, when we're going to take her out, and we are going to give her a good flight test review, and then obviously we'll put the video online, and if you've got any questions, throw a couple of questions at me. If you haven't already, please subscribe. That way you'll get one little email, or 2 emails rather, a week. One of the quadcopter unboxing video going up, and one of the flight test once that has been uploaded as well. Come and visit us on Blogger, as well as come and visit our website as well if you haven't already. That is jam-packed full of reviews to do with all the quadcopters that we've flown. Full in-depth reviews from unboxing to flight, including some photos as well of us out in the field testing them. So until next time, my friends, I've been JD. You've been fantastic as always. Thank you, and happy flying.